Well, hello and welcome once more to the Jyske Bank Boxen in Herning and live coverage of the 2014 Men's European Handball Championship. Paul Bray here with you for this Group 1 match between Austria and Hungary. It's the final day in the main round. This is the Austrian team arriving a little earlier today. Austria, who main goal was to get through to the main round. They did that. They did very well. And there is Viktor Zilagi, captain of the team, their most experienced player. And Santos there. Bit of a smile for the German-based winger. And now this is the Hungarian team. Travelling, of course, without Laszlo Nagy, their captain, picking up an injury, sadly. Taking him out for a few weeks, but his teammates have done very well. Mikler there stepping off the bus. What can they do today? Zuboy, the line player, who's been working determinedly on the line. And, well, mixing with some of the Macedonian players coming off after they had finished their match earlier. Losing 22-33 to Spain, albeit playing without Kirill Lazarov. So this is going to be a mid-table clash. There's Chazar with the red headphones on, the playmaker. So the teams stepping on court for this game between Austria and Hungary. Both teams here playing for pride in what is effectively a bit of a dead rubber now, because this group has been decided by virtue of Spain's 33-22 very one-sided win over Macedonia. It gives them the points they needed to book their place in the semi-final. Later on, though, Denmark, who are lying second in the group, but will in fact be the group leaders, because in the head-to-head with Spain, they won. Iceland had hoped for a Spanish defeat, so they would still be in with a shout, but that's not to be. They will not be able to improve on third. So the teams being introduced. At the moment, it's the Austrian team being introduced. They started their Group A campaign in the preliminary stages with a huge 30-20 win over the Czech Republic. They then lost to Denmark and then by just one goal to Macedonia, but still went through at the expense of the Czech Republic. And then, I'm afraid, two further defeats in the main round against Iceland and Spain, where they pushed them to within a goal. Spain, they really gave them a rough time, defending really hard, and Zilagi had a chance from a straight throw-off right at the end when the buzz had gone, but missed by not a lot. And there's the coach, Patrikur Johannesson, an Icelander, taking over from another Icelander, Dagur Sigurdsson. So now the Hungarian team being introduced. And the Hungarians started off with a defeat against Spain, 27-34. Really didn't play to their full potential in that game, although Spain were a formidable opponent. Then a draw against Iceland. That was a cracking effort, coming right back at them at the end to steal the points. I think definitely a point gained rather than one lost. And then they drew in the crucial game with Norway. And it was Norway who went out of that competition. They battled right through to the end. The Norwegians nearly stole the ball in the last few seconds. And then in the main round, Hungary beat Macedonia 31-25 and then lost in a battling performance against the Danes in a packed arena here, 24-28. And it means that at this stage, Austria are bottom of the group and cannot improve on that position. There's the coach, Lajos Moksoy, charged since 2007. Very experienced pairing. Matija Gubica on the left, Boris Milosevic on the right. The European Handball Federation is refereed the Champions League final in 2012. Atletico Madrid beating AG Copenhagen on that occasion. Semi-final of the Men's World Championships in 2011 and the semi-final of the Women's semi-final. Now it's time for the national anthems. Norway beating Korea in that match, the last one that they refereed in a major competition. And so the anthem of Austria. Austria preparing to play their last match at Euro 2014, and now the anthem of Hungary. Crowd looking Lajos Moksoi as Gabor Chaza and his teammates wheel around. Coaches exchange handshakes as well as the players. So the handshake's over very quickly. Let's have a look at the teams. And Austria have replaced line player Posch with newcomer Bama, but they will be relying heavily on the experienced playmaker Zilagi, who should start with Schlinger on his left and Herman to his right. Santos and Weber have been effective on the wing. But on the line, they may have a bit of a problem then with Posch being away. Weghorst may have to play more of an attacking rather than just defensive role for the Austrians. And there is Robert Weber, 28 years of age, 17 goals so far in the competition with a 68% success rate. Very experienced player, plays for Magdeburg in Germany. He's the third highest scorer in the German Bundesliga at the moment. For Hungary, well, of course, they've arrived in Denmark without their injured captain, the right back Laszlo Nagy. But the impressive right back Anshin has done very well, but picked up a leg injury against Denmark. He's been replaced by the novice Zdolic. So much is going to depend on playmakers Chaza and Leckie, while Moksoi may see more action in attack than he'd anticipated, and left winger Ivancic doing well. Roland Mikler, 44 saves in the competition so far, the Hungarian keeper, 31% save rate. Veteran of 122 internationals. He plays for Pik Szeged, the vice champions of Hungary, and there is their coach Patrikur Johansson, former Icelandic international, took over from another Icelander, Dagur Sigurdsson, while Lajos Moksoi is the long-standing coach of the Hungarian team, whose son Tamás Moksoi, number 6, is amongst the players, and as I said, may have more of a role today at right back with Anshin's injury. Kubica and Milosevic then the experienced pairing from Croatia. Wait to get us underway. There is Tamás Moksoi, 35-year-old who plays for Hanover in Germany, very experienced, but hasn't had a great competition so far. 33% success rate on his shots. He's got to pick that up because Anshin was doing very well with 19 goals and 53%.
Come on, everybody.
So here we go then, and Austria in the all-white strip throw off. They're going to be playing from left to right as you look at the picture. Hungary in the all-red strip. A special moment for the Austrian captain Roland Schlinger, Viktor Zilagi rather. I get my facts right, the 35-year-old in the middle, number 14, because he was actually born in Budapest and his dad István played 200 times for Hungary, but soon after Viktor Zilagi was born, they moved to Austria, and Zilagi now finds himself playing against the country of his father's birth. First shot from them goes wide, and Hungary on their first attack. EHF, number 3, who was given a straight red against Denmark a couple of days ago, but it wasn't reported by the referees. They have a choice to report it if they feel it's serious enough to be considered by a disciplinary panel. I did think at the time it was actually quite a harsh call against him. It was maybe a 2-minute suspension, but a red card, I thought, big call, and the referees decided not to ask for further reprimand, and he is here today, luckily for Hungary. Both teams have now lost possession. Schlinger into the wing, that's nicely done. Weber, it won't count, he's inside the area. Vos, in fact, I beg your pardon, who started today. That's an interesting switch. Plays for Bergischer. Oh, almost rolled it over the face of the keeper, Gergo Ivanchik. Zilagi. Hugely experienced, the Austrian captain and playmaker. 174 caps, 804 goals. Here's that goal. Rolls it over Nikola Marinovic, Austria's goalkeeper. Long attack. Zilagi looking for options. They're not coming too thick and fast at the moment. Schlinger, number 21, brought down clumsily by Yesh, but he gets the free throw. Schlinger, who plays for Ballingen, one from bottom of the German Bundesliga, plays there with Waggesreiter. Zilagi, and he's got it. Playmaker with 19 goals so far in the competition, and we've got a yellow card. And it's given to Markus Kolar, 29-year-old who plays for Ion Fivers in Austria. Well blocked by the defence. Picked up by Waggesreiter, the defence specialist, put down. Vos, oh, it's saved by Mikler. Vos not having a good start here, one in the area. And now a fast break saved. Free throw, Putic stays in the attack, the number 11 for Hungary. Former Barcelona player, now playing for Gummersbach in Germany. And he's actually teammates with Santos, the winger on the far side for Austria. Zuboy on the line. Chazar! Santos, well, he had the choice of trying to block him and give away the penalty and maybe a further reprimand. And he backs off in the end. So Gabor Chazar gets his first of the game. And Santos has in fact picked up a bit of an injury. Have a quick look and see. Well, it's because he missed. His left arm didn't connect with the shoulders he planned to, and it meant that Chazar came right through and hit him hard. And a concerned look from Patrick Johansson, the coach, who comes on to see if Santos is okay. Zilagi gives him a slap on the shoulder just to check it. I'm not sure he appreciated that. And says, you're fine. So Chazar makes it 2-1 to Hungary. Chazar, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain, French champions, currently lying second in the league behind Dunkerque, for whom his teammate Cornel Nodge plays for. You know where the bragging rights are for the moment, but that, of course, is early days yet in the French league. Into the side netting, but that's a free throw. Zilagi impeded as he tried to find a way past Zuboy. No less than 5 of Hungary's player play for their vice champions, Pikzseged. 3 for Veszprém, the champions. Schlinger. Oh, he's clipped the post. Too wide. Johansson, impassive, but I'm sure inside, ruining another missed opportunity. Chazar finds Mokshoy, but he just moves it into the wing. It's such a shame, I must say, for Hungary that already without Laszlo Nodge, I thought Gabor Angszins played a very good Euro 2014, the right back from Pikzseged. 19 goals, and then got himself injured against Denmark. Chazar! He's picking up the slack, though. Second goal for the playmaker. Played brilliantly for Hungary, the world champion at the Olympic Games, rather, in London. As Yesh gets a 2-minute suspension. Chazar just doing up his shoelaces, scoring there. And then, unfortunately, got injured in the semi-final. And he actually missed the London 2012 bronze medal playoff, which sadly for Hungary, they lost to Croatia. So Edelmüller is on the line for Austria at the moment. He's struggling to make any headway. He's only had 13 minutes of play in the entire competition. Long-range shot comfortably saved, and it's come out quickly to Santos, who scores. Nicely done by the 21-year-old. Bit of a rising star he is. 65 goals in the Bundesliga for his club, Gummersbach. Got away quickly, but it was a fantastic pass out to him by Marinovic. Still, though, Hungary lead 3-2, 6 minutes played. Mokshoy. Zhuboy free, but didn't get the ball. Putic comes around, and the referee, Matija Gubica, comes out for a quiet word with the Austrians, and notably with Kolar. He's a bit lucky, because that's the second time he's had a bit of a talking to. Mokshoy. Chazar looks for the line, but closely marked. They're defending well at the moment. Passive play is going to come sooner or later, but just as the arm was going up, shots taken, and Marinovic saves comfortably off Chazar. Zilagi cuts towards the middle. Misunderstanding. And Vitas Ziura, being used only in defence at the moment, just didn't follow in behind him when he had the opportunity. And so Edelmüller goes in. He's not being used in defence at the moment. They've really juggled around with the line players. It's gone well wide as well by Richard Voss. That didn't, though. Putic.
Goal by number 11, Bana Putic. A new score for Hungary, 2 for Austria.
4-2 after 7.5 minutes. Well, a win for Hungary would put them level with Iceland on 5 points. So if Iceland lose to Denmark later tonight, they could just be in for the 5th place playoff. Nothing at stake there with the 5th place playoff. It's a little bit academic, but nevertheless, bragging rights if nothing. Schlinger taking the easy route with just a standing shot from a long way out. The 31-year-old who plays for Ballingen. Had a spell in Spain as well, but for the moment he's been very quiet in the game. Putic defending inside the area. It's almost as if he knew it, because the first shot dummied. First has got a yellow card in the process. Jumping into him, pulled him down. So Chazar faces Marinovic. Saved by Marinovic. He scored 11 from 14 penalties so far in the competition. Chazar, not today though. 3rd save of the competition for Marinovic. So Edelmüller, the on 5 as line player, goes back in. Said they've had Fulse, very experienced line player, come in briefly. They've replaced Edelmüller, and now they've taken Posch out and brought in a novice, Dominik Bammer. Looking on as Mokshoy gets himself on the score sheet. First goal for him as Thomas Bauer is looking on from the Austrian bench, but Zilagi gets his 2nd. Zilagi, who played for Kiel, top German team in the Champions League with them, then went on to Gummersbach, and now finally Bergische. So a change maybe as Janko Bozovic prepares to come on. He's a right back. So is Mokshoy about to go off. Chazar gets the free throw. 10 minutes played then, it's 5-3 to Hungary. Teams have played 3 times before. Hungary winning 2. Austria 1. And Santos gets his second.
Goal by number 92, Raul Santos.
On the break again, and not much that Mikler could do. So it's 3-2 to Hungary in the head-to-heads. It could be 2-2 if you count a match in 1936 when they played each other in the outdoor variety of handball in those days. 11-a-side, a completely different game it was at the Berlin Olympics. Austria won 11-7 on the way to taking silver behind Germany at those Olympics. 36 is the last time that Austria won any medals at handball, because they took World Championship silver as well as the Olympic silver in Berlin. Teams last met though at the World Championships in Sweden in 2011. 32-30 to Hungary. Bozovic is on now for Austria.
Played 11 minutes and 40
Was him in action just there. Mixed bag really for Janko Bozovic. 2 goals from 10 attempts. He's going to have to improve on that today. No way through for Mokshoy. Schmidt's got himself a yellow card in the process. Chazar coming wide, he's got a free throw, good defending. Seven Chazar, who played in Denmark for a while for Viborg. A while back though. Putic cuts out the left back, goes straight to the wing, but it's a good save of Ivancic. Marinovic. 5th save for him, and a quick response as Gilagi gets his 3rd. And Austria are level.
Number 14, Victor Gilagi.
Putic, the wingers staying really wide, trying to stretch the defense. Chazar caught high, that's going to be a 2-minute suspension. That's a shame. Clumsy more than anything else by Janko Bozovic, who hasn't been on very long, but can go and have a bit of a breather. And that's why, but once you catch him high, anything around neck height is into the wing again, and Putic tries it, and was he caught on his foot? And that's the mistake by Verse, clumsy again. Ivancic tripped as he went in. Caught his foot and he fell awkwardly. Verse leaning back, but by then the damage was done already. So penalty. Marinovic will face Chazar, who tries again after missing one earlier. Oh, and he misses again. Oh dear. Nikola Marinovic saving both from the playmaker. The problem for them is that Putic and Guiush have tried their hands at penalties without much success. I suspect we'll see Gergo Ivancic take the next one if it comes. Mokshoy pushing forwards. Gilagi. Oh, too high for the line player, and Mikler's got the ball. It's going to come out very quick now. It's all square here though. Mokshoy. Free throw. Too many defenders in front of him to get a penalty. Throwing themselves at him. Santos lucky not to get penalised more heavily. Mokshoy, who plays in Germany for Hanover there, takes a heavy fall. Well, the assistant coach getting very excited, and Lajos Mokshoy, calm as anything, saying, just sit down, it doesn't matter, we've got the free throw, we've got to build on it. It's the right attitude. There's his son, Tamas Mokshoy. That was not a bad effort, Putic taking a quick shot, but the ball's loose, brought out by Austria. Austria, let's see this shot again. It was comfortably read by Marinovic. It's his 7th save from 12 attempts. 58% success rate. Roland Mikler has made 2 from 7 saves only. 29%. Santos. And at full strength, they've made a few changes. Gilagi's gone left back. Santos, it's off the bar. Not sure if Mikler touched it. Chazar breaks out quickly. Dummies the pass is right. That's a penalty. The arm taken by Zura. And it's a 2-minute suspension. They've just got back to full strength. And clumsily takes his arm from behind. And the 34-year-old from Aeon Fivers can have no argument with that. See it again here. Chazar cleverly fakes the pass to the right and goes through. He pulls him from behind. So it is Ivanchik who steps up. He makes no mistake. He scored 4 from 5 in the competition so far. 32-year-old who comes from a long family of handball players. In fact, for a long time, his brother Tamas, who's a right winger, played alongside him in the national team, but he had a knee operation after the European Championships 2 years ago and really hasn't been back in the team since. So a very low-scoring game here, plodding along in Herning. We've had just 3 goals in the last 5 minutes. Team timeout called. Is it, or have we got a problem with the clock? I think we may have a problem with the clock. So an enforced break here. Time for me to tell you that Austria then qualified for the European Championships from Group 7. Finished behind Serbia, but ahead of Russia. Very good result for them. Lost away to Russia. Drew away to Serbia and then Bosnia. That wasn't such a good result, but in the end finished 2 points ahead of the Russians to qualify, while in Group 4 Hungary finished second to Croatia to qualify for the Europeans. There's Timoshin Shu, number 5, we just saw, defense specialist, one of the 3 Veszprem players in the Hungarian team. So we see some of the oh, their shirt nearly coming off. Matija Gubica spotting himself on the big screen. So it looks like the clock may be fixed, hopefully, soon, because there's nothing more frustrating for the players. They just want to get going again. These things happen, though. Austria, who've had a lot of warm-up games, played in the 4 Nations tournament in Germany at the beginning of January. Beating Germany and Russia and then losing to Iceland to finish second in the tournament. They played Egypt as well just before they got on the plane to come out to Denmark, beating them 29-27. They had played in November a couple of internationals against Iceland, winning one and losing the other. While for their part, Hungary, well, not so successful with their preparation. They, as play resumes, Hungary played the Provident Cup on home ground in Gyongos. They lost to the Czech Republic and Poland and won to Belarus. It wasn't perfect preparation, having lost 2 friendlies in November against Spain. Well, it was a false promise. We seem to be having another glitch. So for these teams, a bit of a dead rubber. But nevertheless, playing for pride here. And Austria, who haven't been in too many major competitions, they were hosts of the 2010 European Championships and so qualified by rights, finished 9th there. And through that, then managed to qualify for the World Championships in 2011. They finished 18th, but since then haven't qualified for major competitions. Hungary have a slightly better pedigree. They were fourth at the Olympic Games in 2004 and again in London, where they just lost out each time to the bronze medal position. So play does resume now. Bozovic back on again. They're still short-handed, remember, the Austrians. Musura serving out a 2-minute suspension. Free throw. As Richard Vos, he come in from the wing, is fouled. And Lecki is on for Hungary, number 66. He's been very impressive in the playmaker position. And we have a yellow card for Timoshin Shu, the defense specialist. Number 4. Is it? Or number 5, I thought it was. It's been given apparently to Sulushi, number 4. Nice height, but defender got a touch on that. It took the sting out of it. Lecki, fantastic pass. That's a nice goal. Zalafai, the scorer. 28-year-old from Gyeonggyos, but what a lovely pass to him by Lecki. Caught it, instantly looked up and saw the opportunity, shot it up the court. Shot efficiency, though, low for both teams. And another comfortable save for Mikler, and Lecki again, dangerous. Into the wing. No luck this time, and the loose ball's picked up. Marinovic doing well. He's just keeping the Austrians in there with his 7th save, and a team timeout for Austria meanwhile. So we have our 2 semi-finalists already from this group, Denmark and Spain. Denmark will effectively be the group leaders, even though they have a lesser goal difference at the moment than the Spaniards. But when teams are on the same number of points, it's the head-to-head that counts, and Denmark beat Spain. Denmark, who together with France are the only 2 unbeaten teams still in this competition ahead of today's matches. France, who qualified from the group in Aarhus, certain to finish top of the group. But later tonight, Poland and Croatia will battle it out to see which of those 2 teams join them in the semi-final. So one semi-final known. Spain will play France. Denmark will play the winner of Croatia-Poland. So Mikler, 5 saves, a 50% save rate, being bettered somewhat by Marinovic at the moment with 8 from 15 for a 53% save rate. But Mikler, 28-year-old who plays for Pikzeg, and in fact both the Hungarian keepers play for the same club, for the Hungarian vice-champions. So Bozovic at right back, Zilagi in the centre. And over 5 minutes since Austria last managed to score, and they've got Schmidt on the far side, who has been impressive, and they're shooting completely off beam at the moment. And Lecki once more goes off like a ferret. Iash into the wing, not had a chance to change yet, but Gerti on the wing. That's beautifully played. It's opened up a huge gap, drops it underneath the keeper, and Zalafai gets his 2nd. They sucked the whole defence into the middle, and Edelmüller couldn't get back to cover. So 3 goals without reply now. Well, they needed that. Dominic Schmidt getting on the score sheet. 19 minutes played in the first half. Here it is again. 24-year-old who plays for the Austrian champions Al-Plahad. So 3 in the exchange in 6 minutes has just changed the complexion of this game somewhat, and that's going to be a penalty. The foul on Vatkerti, the left winger, who'd come in behind on the line, and it was a nice pass into him by Mokshoy. And the foul by Schmidt gives a chance for Ivancic to make it 2 from the 7-meter line, or can Marinovic save his 3rd penalty? And he scores, Ivancic. So 20 minutes played, 9-6 to Hungary. Well, we've had just 7 goals in the last 10 minutes. Very low scoring. Not for the lack of shots, though. We've had 34 shots in the game and only 14 goals. 38% success rate for Austria. It's just way too low. It's good defending by Hungary, who are just pushing up and causing them problems. And Schmidt, though, is finding some answers at the long range. That helps. Relative newcomer Schmidt, 19 internationals and only 15 goals for his country before Euro 2014. Footage, Lecky in the centre. And he scores. No, it's not given. They say too many steps on the way through, but he was fouled in the process. He's got a penalty. Lecky, who plays for Celje, the Slovenian champions. So for the 3rd time, Gergo Ivancic. Through the legs again. And Ivancic finding time to exchange pleasantries with the fans on the side. 10-7 to Hungary.
8 minutes left of the first half.
Gilagi and Schmidt, the only one who really seems to have the firepower necessary from the back, although on that occasion comfortably blocked. Tries to come around. Little windmill feint to get in, but he's still got another defender in front and shoots a little too early. No luck there. Tozovic, I'm afraid, maintains his low percentage success rate on shooting, but a little unlucky on this occasion. Help from the metalwork. Nearly caught Mikler on the back of the head, but didn't quite go in. Stay on the attack. And Lecky, passive play is going to be coming soon. Mokshoy, not great passing. With passive play being warned now by the referees, Lecky decides to shoot, but it's comfortably picked off. So back come the Austrians. Only 2 goals in 11 minutes, Austria. Suffered 5 turnovers as well. So in the centre, Solushi holding court with Tiushin Shu, the central hinge of the Hungarian defence, and that's going to be a 2-minute suspension.
2 minutes suspension. Number 4. So a
quick look and see, and I think he may have put his foot in the way of the ball. So can Austria try and capitalise on this? There'll be a little bit more space to break through the defence. Maybe Gilagi can find a bit of space. Wingers want to go very wide now. He's staying in on the line at the moment, Gilagi. That's good. Opened a big angle, and he's saved by Mikler. Saves off this. And I'm afraid the shooting statistics heading south for Austria. 37% now on their shooting. Managing just 7 goals off 19 shots. Hungary have got their 10 from 20. So 50% success rate. They're short-handed at the moment. Still for another minute and 20. Very low angle. He was trying to do a little Kempe there. But no way through. Well, Kerti, the winger who came around and wanted to pick up that loose ball, feels he was being fouled in the process. Not been given that way though by the referees. Gilagi into the wing. Oh dear. Bozovic is having a miserable time out there. And so with 5 minutes remaining of the first half, we've had just 2 goals in 5 minutes. This really is a slow affair. Soporific effect on the crowd as the hall announcer tries to raise the volume. But I'm afraid that you need a few more goals just to get people excited and move to the edge of their seats. Let's not forget also, of course, that these teams have played a lot of games and a lot of tough games as well, and it takes its toll on players. For Austria, this is their last game at Euro 2014. And with passive play being warned, Hungary lose possession for not taking the shot. Hungary, well, they could still have another match to play, the 5th place playoff. It'll all depend on their result here and then the Icelandic result against Denmark after this. Schlinger's come back on again. Bozovic is still there. Schlinger has got a penalty. So the 31-year-old, veteran of 145 internationals, 541 goals. For Austria, wins the penalty. To wait and see who will take it. Usually they bring on Wilczynski. But in fact, they're going to give it to Weber, who's scored 4 from 5 in the competition so far, the right winger. Unlucky for Mikler, who touched it, but it wasn't enough. And the first goal of the game for Weber. 3 minutes remaining and team timeout for Hungary. Both teams then have used a team timeout. We haven't seen Cornel nods yet for the Hungarians in the game. No relation to Laszlo, I'm afraid. But number 18 has got their hardest shot, at least according to the speed gun that's used here, 111 kilometers an hour. For the Hungarian left back, who plays for Dunkirk. Hungarians who seem to have their ups and downs, and yet seem to have come good right at the end of their matches. Particularly against Iceland, when they surprised the Icelanders. But then that said, the Austrians also gave Spain a really rough time in the second match in the main round. Raul Santos, Gummersbach player, is up against his club teammate Putic today. Play resumes then, and the ball nearly stolen, but that's opened up the wing. Zalafai. Third goal for the newcomer to the Hungarian team, just 10 international games played before Euro 2014. Plays for Gyöngyös. team who are in 5th place in the Hungarian league at the moment. So the final matches will be played here in Herning. And late whistle by the referee. Zalafai already going up court, but Zsilagi, whose father Istvan played 200 times for Hungary. And he'll be sitting, I wonder, mixed emotions in a way. Playing against the country of your father. There he is, the captain. T2 nearing 200. He's on 174 internationals for Austria and over 800 goals. Remarkable career, Zsilagi. Great athlete. But, now with the heavily strapped right knee or protected. And there's emphasizing the point. Zsilagi with his 4th goal of the game. Top scoring for the Austrians, right up in the corner and sent Mikler the wrong way. We're inside the last 2 minutes, and slowly but surely, after Hungary appeared to be pulling away, they're back within 2. The response comes courtesy of Mokshoy, his 2nd, 35-year-old. So coming up to the last minute of the first half here in Herning. Mikler, another save.
45 seconds left.
Time for another attack. Lecky shoots. He's got the free throw. That'll let things settle a little bit so they can get themselves organised. Mikler, who's made 7 saves now. Almost the same save rate as Marinovic, who's made 9. 43-44% on the save rate. Schlinger, and that's a 2-minute suspension. So unnecessary, holding back Timoshin, or rather Solushi. And so Schlinger gets an enforced break, and it means that Austria will finish the first half short-handed and start the second one short-handed. Little windmill feint. Hands it to Solushi, and it really wasn't worth it, was it? And this is why when you win the toss, you always give the ball to the opponent. So if you're in this situation, at least you'll have the ball to start the second half if you're short-handed. Mokshoy. Ah, brilliant! Putic, his 2nd goal. Mokshoy set him up. He caught it one-handed, slams it straight past Marinovic. Few seconds then. Austria need a quick shot here into the wing, but it's intercepted. Long shot will come to nothing, and so there goes the buzzer. And having got back to within 2, Austria waste it, and Hungary reopen a 4-goal lead. And this, the last goal, and probably the best of the first half. Nicely done by the 29-year-old from Gummersbach. So at half-time then, Hungary 13, Austria 9. Crowd, as you can see in the background, are filing in. Denmark, who've had full house for all their home games so far. There's the captain, Iesh, used only in defence. And Roland Mikler with 7 saves from 16 shots. It's amazing to think that Austria have managed 22 shots in the first half, 16 on the frame only, I'm afraid, and so 32% of their attacks succeeding, only very low, 38% of their shooting. Hungary, it's not a cracking score for them either, with 48% of their attacks, 56% on the shooting, but 7 turnovers for Austria, and they've been hit in the process on the break on phase 2 attacks. So top scoring in this match, Zsilagi for Austria and Gergo Ivanchik for Hungary, both on 4 goals, while Zalafai is on 3. Nothing to light up the arena, I'm afraid, at this stage. And here's a rather patchy performance, as you can see. Even the Hungarians have gone 5 minutes at a time with no goals, in the same way that Austria are scoring basically 3 goals in every 10 minutes. It's very, very slow, I'm afraid. You can see nothing going in at 6 meters or on the wing. It's all straight down the middle with 2 fast breaks and a penalty. Zsilagi standing out in particular with 4 goals from down the middle. For the Hungarians, well, a bit better, a couple of wing shots, 6 meters, and then a fast break, and 3 penalties, although they've managed to miss 2 in the process. So half-time then comes up as we see the ratios in the game, and that's rather sad reading for the Austrians. It's not much better, except in the last 10 minutes for Hungary. So it's 13-9 to Hungary at the half-time break. We'll take a short break ourselves, but join us again in just a few moments for the second half. We'll see you then.
It was a save by Hungary's number 16. Hold on, Mikla. It was. Goal line number 31, Gabor Zalava.
So welcome back to the Jyske Bank Boxen Arena in Herning, Euro 2014, the final day in the main round. And I'm afraid we already know who the semi-finalists are in this group. This is now a dead rubber. It was, to be honest, at the beginning of the day, and it's sadly going that way with the scoring. Very low scoring game, a lot of mistakes, 41% success rate only for Austria. 57 though for the Hungarians, who are keeping it respectable. But if you want more information on what's going on behind the scenes here at Euro 2014, you can go on the website EHF-EURO.com. Why not join the Twitter discussion, hashtag EHF Euro 2014, or you can go on the Facebook page, facebook.com/EHF Euro. Well, the Hungarians, smiles all round. For the Hungarians at least, well, there is a chance of extending their stay by a couple of days if they can win here. And if Iceland lose the next match against Denmark, they would both be on 5 points. They actually tied with each other in the preliminary stages, and therefore goal difference could come into it. The overall goal difference at the moment, Iceland's some way ahead. They're on +3, while Hungary are on -5. It's got some catching up to do, but of course it depends on the score with Denmark. So Lajos Mokso and his team may have an eye on that possibility, and we're just about ready to get the second half underway, hoping that Austria can manage more than 3 goals in every 10 minutes. Made a lot of wayward shooting going on.
30 seconds left.
Schlinger 0 from 2. Even Gilagi's 4 goals have come from 8 attempts, but Richard Wöss none from 3, Bozovic none from 2. It's costing them just now, and there's some of the Danish fans waiting for the Iceland match coming up shortly, and it looks like Thomas Bauer, the Austrian hero of their match against Spain, is going to start.
Now we are ready again. Are you? Der Publikum, kom så, klap I hænderne.
So here we go. And it's Hungary who throw off the second half, leading 13-9 against Austria in this penultimate match in the main round in Group 1. Austria still serving out a 2-minute suspension, and that's going to be a penalty. Arm taken in the act of shooting for Zuboj. So Marinovic goes off, and I thought that Bauer might start, but it's not Marinovic who stayed in. There's the pull on the arm, a mistake by Wagersreiter. And here he is, the man himself. Faces Ivancic. Oh, he's put it wide. It worked. He'll claim credit for that, even though he didn't touch it. Put him off. It's high-fived all down the bench. Take his seat again, and Marinovic has gone straight back in. It's going to be a free throw, and a bit of holding going on Zura, trying to get himself clear, the playmaker. No way through there either for Gilagi. Turnover. Oh, a poor pass, but there's some holding going on there on Cornel Nodge, the Hungarian number 18 by Zura, and it gives a free throw. Nodge is starting at the left-back position, plays for the French side Dunkerque, who are leading the French championship. He's got a very hard shot. Fastest one clocked at 111 kilometers an hour. Doesn't get the ball in the crossover. Instead, he goes round to the wing. And looking down to the line, Ivancic thought that there was some defending going on in the area by Weber, who's started in this half for Austria. Not given. Oh, did well. Edelmüller, only his second goal in the competition. And talk about smuggling a ball in the goal. Gets it past Tatai, who started instead of Mikla in the second half. Well, he brings a smile to Johannessen's face, at least. Brings them back to within 3. Ball's loose on the lines, picked up by the Austrians. They're looking for some quick pass out. Wilczynski, and that's going to be a free throw. Foul by Zhuboy. There's Wilczynski, who's been used predominantly to come on and take penalties. I'm afraid still this slow pace with a lot of mistakes on both sides. Eight turnovers suffered by Austria, 5 by Hungary. A match where concentration is at a premium with these two teams, and that's a little bit of a push there on Leckie, and Tatai will get the ball, 30-year-old keeper.
Ladies and gentlemen, applause for both teams. Let's hear you.
So Leckie in the centre, Mokshoy back at the right back position, and Cornel Notch, number 18, gets the ball now. He's free. Woof! Hits two sides of the post, but a push in the back sends him flying. But I think Zura's injured himself in the process. And there's the push. There's little doubt on the penalty, but Zura's come off worse in the process. The big man, let's have a look again, shoulder. So penalty, meanwhile, that Bauer steps up to face against Ivancic. And he saves it.
Once again, saved by Thomas Bauer.
And so 3 penalty misses now for Hungary, 2 by Chaza and 1 by Ivancic. 11,000 fans now in the arena, which can take 14,000, and it will have 14,000 in it, as Bauer high-fives again. With Denmark about to arrive for their game. Ball stolen. Oh, and given away. And a costly mistake. Weber gifted the goal. Second for him, 28-year-old who plays for Magdeburg. That's more like it. Zhuboy beats Marinovic. Is it Leckie, in fact? I thought that was off.
And the score, Hungary leads with 3 goals, 14-11.
Off Leckie. Wait and see. Shot efficiency creeping up, but still, it is Leckie who scored the last one, not Zhuboy. And another wide shot, and cut out but not controlled by Austria, so it's a throw-in. Leckie tries to go all the way through. Ball's out, now it's a throw-in for Austria. 3 against 1. Wagersreiter. First of the match, third of the competition for the defence specialist. Probably Austria's most famous moment did come at the European Championships in 2010, when they scored 3 goals in 1 minute against Iceland to steal a point in an incredible match. The last goal being lobbed the entire length of the pitch to defeat the goalkeeper who'd come out of his box to try and cover the winger. Unfortunately, no such heroics here today. The Austrians trail by 2. They're still in touch, but the game plodding along at a very slow pace. Oof, penalty. Well, it would have been if he hadn't managed to put the ball away. Zuboj turns Wilczynski. Wilczynski quite rightly gets a 2-minute suspension. It was a fairly easy call for the experienced pairing of Milosevic and Kubica. It's a power play for Hungary. Well, remarkably, Austria are outscoring the Hungarians 3-2 now. At the 4th 2-minute suspension for the Austrians, 1 for Hungary so far. There's the Sulushi. Zilagi takes a tumble and kind of remonstrates a little with, was that really necessary, by EHF, who just gave him a great big heave-ho and knocked him into Lecky. He initially held him and then just let him drop to the ground. Zilagi, who's had his fair share of injuries over the year, and as you can see, his right knee heavily protected. So Zura over the top, but pushed in the act of shooting, and he gets a penalty. It's a chance once more to bring it back to within 2. Tatai sees it sail over, but Zuboj already at fault. And no problem at all for Robert Weber, who scores his 2nd penalty. Short-handed Austrians stay in touch.
Goal by number 38, Robert Weber.
Zuboj charged off, completely forgot to wait for the whistle. Had to wait for him to return. Into the wing, no space there. Moksoi, Zuboj's waiting. Into the wing, now there's a little bit more. Yes! Well played. Peter Guiusz. Huge 2 meters tall right winger. Plays for Veszprem. Bauer in goal now for Marinovic. As Austria about to come back to full strength again. Santos drops back on the wing. Zura has to check himself. Zilagi. Santos again. They are at full strength. And now the overlap. Oh, Schlinger. It's a free throw though. They've managed to keep it. Weber diving in and getting the call, but Schlinger, another failure, I'm afraid, with the shooting. Just not going well for him today. None from 2. He's just really struggling to get into good shooting positions, but interesting that Schlinger, left back, is playing at the right back position as they try to find solutions. Bozovic not working. Oh! Well, if nothing else is going to go, give it to Zilagi. He launches a missile of a shot down the middle. And again, Austria within 2. Lecky into the wing, that's good. Ivanchik. Number 5 for him. And Thomas Bauer not impressed with the defense. Vargas Reiter trying to come back to cover. Wing defender shot straight out and left the back door open, so. Zura. Oh, looking, that surely came off the foot of EHF, obviously not. Zsofka, EHF and Shu, the defense specialist for Hungary. And they take their time. So 10 minutes played in the 2nd half, 17-14 to Hungary. All the way through and save, but that's a penalty. Lecky fouled as he broke through. 25-year-old from Celje. Sent flying. Missed the last European Championships, Lecky, with a knee injury. Well, 3 penalties missed, though, by Hungary. Who's up next? Chazar will try again. He's missed 2 already. Bit of a smile, but what can the Paris Saint-Germain playmaker do with this? First appearance of the second half for him. Through the legs this time, and it works. Look at him, and he seemed to be offering the right-hand side as Chazar looked at it. He was lifting his leg and offering the left. I was tempted to say, well, put it right, but actually he just went straight through the legs instead. So Chazar's third in the game, and the lead now extended to 4 goals for the Hungarians, and we got 2 minutes suspension now. Timoshin Shu, I think, is in trouble. Gets a 2-minute suspension. The 28-year-old from Veszprém. Played over 100 times for his country. And an enforced break for the Hungarian strongman. Gave him, not quite sure, but seemed to be a bit of a slap on the way, but Schlinger looking to pass to the line, but I think a foot may have been in there. Zhuboy says I got the ball, but I think there may have been the odd foot in there as well. He's still pleading. Looking for the long-range effort. Now there's a chance, and that's gone in. It's going to be 2-minute suspension as well. Zura scores his first of the game. Schlinger sets him up, but is it Cornel Nodge has got himself in trouble? It is. So number 18. But the goal had already gone in at least, so Zura has only scored 4 so far in the competition from 13 shots. Gets himself on the score sheet here. So the Hungarians with a double suspension, 4 against 6 court players, and they've given possession away. Bauer comes out to help. Ah, brilliant. Straight down the middle. That's the way to do it. Don't delay. Collard. First goal for him too, the 29-year-old who plays for Aon Fivers. Still 50 seconds for Hungary to play with a double suspension. Lecky, Guiush. You need wingers in these situations here. People who can run around and get free are used to going one-on-one. That's saved by Bauer, nothing given by the referee. They got to stream back now. 3 defenders, 4 attackers, 5 attackers. Well, they're clawing it back. Double suspension proving costly, as you would expect it should. Hangs in the air forever, the new rising star of Austrian handball, and they are individually marking 2 at the back. Santos 3 from 4. Handful of seconds before Hungary at least get 1 of their players back. But the Austrians trying to force the issue, and Mokshai calls a team timeout. It'll just buy a bit of time, and by the time they take the throw off again, hopefully they will get back to full strength. Lecky looks very chilled about the whole thing, but 18-17 only now the Hungarian lead. They've had it for much of the game, but not by a huge amount. They got up to 4 at the break, but now it's just 1 in it. And a much better performance by Austria. Quiet, but efficient. They've scored 8 goals to Hungary's 5 so far in the second half, but a double suspension has been a key factor
ist das Kopfsache. Wir haben genug Zeit in Angriff, müssen wir unsere Bewegung machen. Aber wichtig ist einfach, dass jeder einfach maximal jetzt gibt und wir holen das zusammen, Jungs. Das macht Spaß jetzt bitte.
Hey Jungs, wenn wir wieder voll sind, spielen wir nochmal 8 rechts, 8 links, Rolli Übergang. Rolli kommt raus, weiter. Du ziehst ganz nach rechts, passt zu mir, ich komme mit Tempo drauf, du kommst wie Löftgren.
So the experienced Viktor Zilagi with 174 internationals to his name. The most experienced player with over 800 goals is getting his share of the discussion on that team timeout, and Hungary are now a few seconds away from getting their second player back as well. Confirmation that Austria have had 6 fast break goals so far, mostly coming in the second half, as Hungary try to run down the clock on the second suspension. It shouldn't take much longer now. Zura in the thick of it, he's at the back, and he just fell over quite theatrically for no apparent reason. Tried to take the line player down with him but failed. So they are back to full strength again, and in comes Zuboy. 1 goal in it. Well, looking for the line, that was completely misunderstood. There was no one on the right wing, so Austria now. And this is all for pride, this game, but I think Austria would love to at least not finish with 0 points in the main round, because their only win of the competition against the Czech Republic, of course, not carried through, since the Czech Republic didn't qualify for the main round. And this brilliant side here in the Jyske Bank Boxen, as it's filling up ahead of the Danish match. Schlinger to level it, he's done it. First goal of the game, finally. Beats Mikler, who's gone back in place of Tatai. And Zura is down again. So 4 goals without reply in just 4 minutes.
And it was also a goal by Austrians, number 21, Roland Slinger.
So EHF gets a 2-minute suspension in the process as well. That's his second of the game. If he gets the third one, then he will be red carded. Zura looks across to the bench, trying to catch the eye of EHF, who does his best to ignore him. EHF retired after the Olympic Games, but was persuaded to come back. So having only just got back to full strength again, Hungary short-handed, and that was unlucky. Ivanchik nearly sucking in the 2 defenders to allow Leckie to go around the other side, but just couldn't release the ball. Good defence by Austria. It's an attacking foul, but it's taken from the wrong place, so they'll have to come back anyway, which is just as well, because the pass to Santos went straight into his feet. So 5 minutes without a goal nearly now for Hungary, as they've conceded 4.
That's the way to support. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So 14-18 has become 18 all. So midway through the second half, and Matija Gubica feeling the heat. Schlinger. Zilagi. Shoe in the thick of it, quickly taken, but not from the right place, and again they have to come back and take it. Edelmüller in on the line. Now there's an angle for Santos. Good save. Inside anyway. But let's take nothing away from Mikler, who did brilliantly well. Says he landed before he let the ball go. Bit of a let-off for Hungary. He'll try and run the clock down, unless, of course, a big gap opens up, and Chazar comes on for the first time other than just taking a penalty in the second half, the number 7. Now playing alongside Leckie, 2 playmakers, looking for the line, goes straight through. Break is on, Santos is away. And they've gone in front, 5 goals without reply. Marinovic on his feet.
Goal by 92, Raúl Santos.
So, from 4 goals up to Hungary, it's now 1 goal up to Austria. Nearly 6 minutes without a goal for the Hungarians. Chazar, Lecky. Opened up well. Guiush, the scorer, with his second. Quickly taken by Austria. Schlinger shoots, but it's saved. The ball's still in play, though. And they can settle things down. There it is. Lecky pulls in the 2 defenders and releases Guiush.
Thank you.
Long attack. That's going to be a free throw. Schlinger pushed over in the process. Well, smiling one moment and suddenly a straight face. Was Patrick Johannesson suggesting he should be substituted? Not quite sure. Schlinger, who plays for Ballingen in Germany, who are one off the bottom of the German Bundesliga at the moment, plays there with Wagereiter. And they've gone back in front. Zura breaks through. EHF didn't pick him up. They are at full strength still, Hungary, but makes no difference. Very slow start in this game. Picking up a little bit now. Shot efficiency. Hungary only just ahead. Looking for the line. That's good. Nice feed to Timushin, to Sulushi rather, by Chazar. Very well.
18 minutes and 22 seconds of second half.
20 all. Zura. Schlinger playing in uncustomary right-back position for him. Zilagi proving costly at the moment, his shooting. Scored 5 from 11 now. It's a good save by Mikler, low to his left. Moving on towards the last 10 minutes. Chazar. Straight over the head of Bauer, but he won't count. Whistle goes as he's taken the shot. He's in the area anyway. So still they try with 2 playmakers on the right-hand side. That's good. And saved, though. Bauer gets his hands to Cornel Nodge's ball. Parries it away, and still no luck for Nodge either.
For both teams.
So this the last game of the competition for the Austrians, and indeed if they beat or even draw with Hungary, it'll be the last game of the competition for Hungary as well. It's an attacking foul. Schlinger running straight into the defender. Chazar, Lecky, they've swapped again now. Chazar back in the centre, Lecky's gone to the right back for a bit. Oh, brilliant play, little sidestep. Cornel Nodge makes up for the last miss. Brilliant play by the Dunkirk-based player. Now Santos, a big angle. Gets his 4th. Lecky coming out too far and left the door wide open for Santos to get in behind. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the game, and it's all square here. Santos, in fact, on 5. Matching Zilagi. Free throw. Chazar, Lecky. Tries to go through. He's fouled on the way in. That's going to be a free throw for Cornel Nodge. Tries to fight his way through, and that's an attacking foul. Schlinger stood his ground, and Nodge gives the ball away. Into the wing, and Santos on the inside post. Back in front again. 6 goals for the 21-year-old left winger. Kolar had to run to get out of the way, not to be interfering with play. It's not going to be given, but it's going to be a 2-minute suspension. Schlinger, his second of the game, caught the arm as he went through Nodge. And so it's going to be a power play for Hungary. Penalty to be taken first. Little windmill feint, but he just caught him on the chin and then rather unfortunately hooks his arm. Chazar. And he scores. He's put behind him the first half double penalty misses. Paris Saint-Germain player. Chazar, who scored just 16 goals in the French league, 7 matches played only. He is in contention with, amongst others, Daniel Narcisse for the central role at Paris Saint-Germain. That is a problem for him, that he's not getting as much court time. It's probably been a real pleasure being here at Euro 2014, where he's had a lot of court time. Gilagi. Ah! Well, a bit of luck for them, but it all counts. Gilagi, number 6. Despite being short-handed. Lecky into the wing. Now that's a big angle, surely. Tried to spin it and couldn't do it. Guayush. Arms aloft for Kolar. That was a lovely pass back into Gilagi, though. Well, Bauer happy with that so far. 3 saves from 9. So Austria still short-handed for another 35 seconds or so. So going to go out for a throw-in to Austria, who keep possession. That's fine. The clock runs down. It was a very closed angle anyway for the shot.
Team timeout requested by Austria.
So Austria team timeout. And Santos and Gilagi, 6 goals apiece, go off arm in arm. Johansson just needs his players back and some attention. 6 minutes and 30-odd seconds remaining now in this game. A workmanlike performance from both teams. I wouldn't say it's flamboyant, the game, not by any means. It's been a game of hard defending. Quite a few technical mistakes. 13 turnovers for Austria, 12 for Hungary. Very high number. 8 fast breaks scored by the Austrians. But remarkably, despite 13 turnovers, Hungary credited with just 1 fast break scored from 2 attempts. But it's a question of who's going to make less mistakes, I think, by the end of this game. So honour at stake only here for these two teams. But Hungary, if they can just win this, stay at least in contention pending the next match. Santos comes around. They lead by 1, Austria, 23-22. Zura. They'll be back to full strength in a few seconds. Zura again tries to go through. Nearly running out of options. Gilagi tries to cut around. It's exactly what he wanted. He's got the free throw as Vatkerti holds him up, and they are now back to full strength again. Oh dear. And EH says to him, that was nothing. And he should look quite worried, EH. Gilagi says he was being pushed. To Matija Gubica. Free throw given, and that's the man who actually caught him. It was Shu who reached in front of EH. He's on a 1-2 minute suspension. Well, it was a high shove, but Kubica just needs him to channel his frustration instead into some shooting, which he does, but it's wide, but he came off a defender. So still a throw in from the corner, but passive play, as you can see in the background there, being waved by Boris Milosevic, the Croatian referee. So a quick shot needed. Oh, unlucky! Zura off the post, and a let-off for the Hungarians. Looking to the line. He's going to get a free throw anyway. Fouled as he tried to release the ball. Hungary then with Szabolcs Szőlősi on the line, the 24-year-old who plays for Csirgo, third-place team in the league at the moment. Leckie is now switched into the right-back position, looking for the wing, but the ball is loose. Santos knocks it, but Bauer's picked it up. Austria come away with it, leading by 1. Pushed away, but it's a throw-in for Austria. 5 minutes remaining. So, Bozovic back on, it would appear, as Wilczynski cleans the ball for them, the penalty taker. Four then in the last 10 minutes only. The game once more settling into the pattern of the first half with low goals. Into the wing, and that's a 2-goal lead for Austria. Weber, the scorer, his 4th, and players down, Badkerti. And both teams getting a little bit worked up at the moment. He was definitely pulled back. I think there's not too much argument about that Kolar caught him. But at the end of the day, you've got to let the referees manage that side of the game and just focus on what you can control. It's good play, but good defense as well. It's covered all the way. Chazar blocked. Leckie, he needs to release it quicker to the left-hand side. He didn't, and still a free throw. Possession stays with Hungary. And that's going to be a 2-minute suspension. Caught him high. And Kolar, who just pulled over Szőlősi, this time catches a high shot. You see it here, Chazar, dummies, oh, just absolutely slashed across him. Caught him across the shoulder blades. So Hungary tried to bring on Benci Zdolik, number 29. It's his first taste of the action, number 29. And he gets a shot almost straight away. Come on to replace the injured Gabor Angshin. But it's a comfortable save for Bauer off the shot by the 21-year-old, playing only his 3rd international for Hungary. And clearly Lajos Moksai deciding that in a match with little consequence, it's a good opportunity. He's put him on the team list to get him out there and get him to play some action. Zilagi. Hungary, who will still finish ahead of Austria in the group anyway. They're safe in 4th place at least, could go to 3rd, but they've got to win this game to do that. And time is running against them, 3 minutes remaining. And 2 goals down, and the goal scoring stagnating once more here in Herning. And a poor pass by the new boys, Dolik. I think a few sad faces on the bench say it all, and it looks as if Hungary may be playing the last few minutes of Euro 2014 handball, as Lajos Moksai looks for some other inspiration. 2.5 minutes to go. Austria actually could move up into 5th place ahead of Macedonia on the goal difference if they win here now. Unlucky for them as the Schlinger shot clips the bar, stays out. That's gone straight in, nicely done. And ES staying on for the attack this time, no time to make the substitution. Although he is a defence specialist, he's been playing for them for a long time, 184 caps. He has scored 472 goals. The defensive role is more of a late development for him, using his experience. And so into the last 2 minutes, and it's 24-23 to Austria. 8 fast breaks for the Austrians, 2 for Hungary, despite the fact that we've had more turnovers from the Austrians. It's been a game of many mistakes. So they go to a 5-1 defense, see if they can steal the ball, but Kerti's moved up. Blocks Zilagi, 1.5 minutes remaining. Thought the free throw had been taken. You've got to be careful if you stand where the incident happened and you pick the ball up and put it down again, it's taken. Zilagi goes wide inside the area anyway by the line player. Zilagi saying he was fouled, but not realizing that I think the issue was with the line player, not him. Into the wing, yes, a big angle. Oh, he's put it wide. I think that kind of sums up the afternoon, really, doesn't it? As we go into the last minute, that could have leveled it off. But Kerti, who hasn't scored in the game. And the whole team look utterly frustrated, and it looks like Austria might win their first game against the Hungarians in 14 years. And team timeout called with 32 seconds remaining. Austria in possession and looking to have a good win here against the Hungarians, a psychological blow at least at the end of the competition. And if they hang on for that, then both teams will be heading home tomorrow morning. Neither, of course, in contention for the semi-final places, but Hungary did have that opportunity for the only other match that will be played other than the Final Four, and that's the 5th place playoff. But it's been a frustrating day. 14 turnovers now apiece for the two teams. I think that really tells you how the game has gone today. It's not been a pretty affair, but I suppose the Austrians would describe this as functional. And they've gone from 4 goals down to 1 up now, the Austrians, and you've got to credit them with that one. As the Hungarians just ran out of steam and made too many mistakes, and a 6-minute spell when they conceded 5 goals without reply just saw the game completely transformed. And as they pressed to try and get back on level terms, they've made more and more mistakes, if anything, the Hungarians, and their shooting going downhill as well. Into the wing, and that will kill it off. It does. So Austria Garana winners, and will at least have their wish, which is to finish with a win in the main round. And it scuppers Hungary's chances, despite that goal by ES. Scuppers Hungary's chances of playing in the 5th place playoff. They're trying to get the clock stopped because the ball, with all the resin that's on it, has been stuck in the net. And there goes the buzzer. And so Austria, somewhat against the odds, have beaten Hungary 25-24. A comfortable 18-14 lead was followed by an 11-6 turnaround for the Austrians when they managed to shut out Hungary for 6 minutes, scoring 5 goals in the process. The teammates Santos and Putic. And Zilagi, his father played 200 times for Hungary. Well, I'm sure he'll be happy with the win, Zilagi. Mixed emotions maybe. Well, he's not lived in Hungary beyond the first year, so he will only remember the Austrian side. And he has played for them for nearly 200 caps as well, just like his father played for Hungary. The whole team are on now celebrating physios, doctors, assistant coaches, the managers out there. Lajos Moksai. Disappointment at the end. It was a little bit academic anyway in what was a dead rubber. But in a match for pride, the Austrians have hung on for a 25-24 win. So the young 21-year-old Raul Santos, 6 goals from 8 attempts. Receives his award from the EHF Secretary General, Michael Widerer. And all credit to them. And so that win means that they'll actually finish 5th in the group by my calculations on goal difference. And Roland Mikler, he did what he could in goal, but looks absolutely disconsolate. Really no one stood out. It's a hard one to pick on the Hungarian side, frankly. Lecky even couldn't pick up much, and rather down in the mouth, Mikler turns back to his teammates. We had a big crowd for this game as they prepare for the next one. They've benefited, 11,000 people watching them. I'm not sure that Austria get that number too often. So that's it. Both teams finish Euro 2014. Not a pretty affair, but nevertheless a good win for the Austrians. Here are the stats then from the game. The attacks, 43-44% success rate, tells its story, but the main statistic is at the bottom. 14 turnovers, 10 2-minute suspensions for Austria, 4 for Hungary, and despite 10 suspensions, they still ran out wingers. Szilagyi and Santos top scoring in the game with 6 goals apiece, while Ivancic was the best of the Hungarians with 5. So it means that Iceland are safe in 3rd position in the group. A situation that will not improve for them. This is the picture of the match, and really for the Hungarians, they went 6 minutes without scoring and conceded 5 goals in that time. He was in the middle of the game and just transformed the game. And for the Austrians, scoring well down the middle, 2 from 5 on the right side, but 8 fast breaks. So many mistakes in this game by both teams, and 2 penalties from 2. Well, for Hungary, 5 penalties, but they missed 4. 2 fast breaks only, despite all the turnovers. They couldn't capitalize. Otherwise, a reasonably good spread down the middle. So the ratios, well, it won't make too pretty a reading. This is for Austria as it goes right down at the end. And it's fairly average still for the Hungarians. So at the end of the second match here in Group 1 in Herning, this is how the table looks. Spain and Denmark, well, we knew they'd still be at the top. Denmark will eventually be the top team because they won the head-to-head. Hungary stay in 4th place, but Austria go ahead of Macedonia in 5th place. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the game and hope you can join us again for the next one. But for now, from me, Paul Bray, goodbye.
ask the team for carrying out the post-match lineup. Thank you.
Ja, ist bald fertig, ich sehe dich nicht, Blätter. Ab morgen keine Auslauf, Blätter, nichts. Super, Jungs. Lange danke. Jawohl! Danke für ganze Zeit. Yes!
Haben wir das endlich angekriegt? Verdammt nochmal!
Geht du! Gut, Jungs, hey!
Bravo, Jungs!
Wieso
kennt es nicht einmal von Beginn an zu spielen? Verdammt nochmal!